Hello YouTube, ZiggyNo back with Sports Cards Daily. Today is December 9th, and on this day in 1985, Jerry Rice begins his NFL streak of 100 plus consecutive games with a reception. Remember that? Remember how long that ran? I think it ran until he was a Raider. Also on this day in 1987, Larry Bird ends his streak of 59 consecutive free throws in a row. Amazing how one starts and one begins, or one begins and one ends. If you haven't already, please subscribe. This is a Sports Cards Daily. We do run a daily show every day, new content on what's going on around the hobby. Again, please subscribe, like, share, hit the alarm button. Boy, I think it's the first time I've said that in the beginning of a video ever. So, anyway, news and chatter. Prism retail mega boxes. Have you seen any? I'm talking mega boxes. Walmart and Target both will have them. Fanatics has them, and I've seen Fanatics selling them on eBay at pretty high prices. I'm only saying that because I think there's going to be waves of Prism retail this year. The football hangers, blasters, and cellos were out. I think the hangers might be the first to disappear, but I think blasters and mega boxes will be coming out soon. So keep an eye on that. Let me know what you think, and I'll show you some stats on that in a moment. Sports Card Investor is doing PSA submissions. I'll share the link on that and share that with you from news on the virtual. Immaculate LeBron 1 of 1 graded and going to auction. I'll show you that and talk a little bit about what's going on there. Panini blog, potential NBA rookies in fantasy sports. Interesting way they're spinning this. You know, they got to get some attention on those rookie class, because nobody knows who the hell they are. Today in the hobby, I've released earlier top 3 tips for market movers. Again, if you attended the virtual, you can get a free access to Market Movers. So if you have free access to Market Movers, I want to show you 3 hot tips on 3 things you can do with Market Movers to help you maybe make that decision whether or not Market Movers is good for you. Also today, High Rollers Top 20 should be modern sports in the eBay Top 20. The Hype from Mojo Break should be out. The Holiday Virtual will start again tonight at 8 o'clock and go through 11. I know Sports Card Live. Jeremy will be on that tonight, so I'm looking forward to watching Jeremy. They're also breaking 2 boxes of NT basketball. I'm going to call it right now on the show. There's going to be a huge RPA pulled. There's going to be a life-changing RPA, and I'm calling life-changing, not like you're going to buy a home, but like you can buy a new car, like a $20,000 RPA or card is going to be pulled out of those boxes tonight. A Ja or a Zion would be, maybe a small home, but watch that break. Just for that, I'm watching tonight, man. Okay, what did you miss yesterday? I'm going to go over highlights from the virtual. Buying opportunity on PSA 9s, the investors behind CLCT, behind the numbers. That's the football podcast on Bench Clear Media. Basketball budget, 6 cards to buy in the NBA. Star chasing. Comeback card with Scott, CEO of Starstock, and that should be Scott with 2 T's. Sorry about that, Scott. I'll get that corrected. Let me go ahead and get into the content. Okay, so I'm using Market Movers here, and I use that to just kind of scour and see what's kind of going on in the market. I did a search for Prism Football, any box, and I put in here optional term include mega to see what pops up. And again, what really shows up here is just a bunch of these illusion mega boxes, right? Which I thought are interesting. Those are still selling pretty good money considering I think they were $30 or $40 boxes. So they're making a little profit, a 25% return. But here you go. You got a buy it now on the pre-sale of a Fanatics box. And then you got another one here, Fanatics box. But my point is I'm seeing Fanatics box, no megas of Target or Walmart boxes out. So that's interesting. So again, look for that. I think it could pop out this week, this Thursday. Right? Or it could be next Thursday before Christmas. But look for those mega boxes and what will those come out at? Will that bring another? How will that affect base cards? Will they rise? Will they go down? There's just so much more content. There's so much more product coming. Okay, PSA grading by Sports Card Investor with Got Baseball Cards. Basically, he's using Got Baseball Cards as the guy doing it. Really interesting service. They talked about this on the virtual night. They do pre-screening and shipping included on these prices. I'm not detailed on how these compare to everybody else. You guys can take a look and give me your thoughts. I would say this. I know a lot of people ask about it. I would definitely refer people to check this out. I think it's a great option. I'm not gonna tell you this is the way to go. Personally, I have my own PSA grader I use, and I'm going to stick with that person because I like him. I've trusted him. I've used him for a long time. I'm also using StarStock now to grade a few cards through them because they've got the direct. But I don't think I would use this. I'll check it out for some of these express services. These are kind of interesting. But again, I just thought that was interesting because here's my thought on this. This is another major funnel for getting PSA graded cards to people, right? Which means only more cards are going to go in, which means, in my opinion, you're only going to see a bigger backlog. You're not going to see things speed up, right? This is just sports card investors doing it now. StarStock's doing it now. Also, you notice none of them picked BGS or SGC for their grading. Okay, here LeBron Logo Man pulled from pack to fetch $100,000. You remember this from being on Jaspys. I remember watching the video of this, but this Logo Man being pulled. Then the guy paid $70 for the break, and he got this huge card. That is a life changer. Ha! $70, man. It was a really, really random card to hit. What I want to point out is he did get this graded BGS. Now I want to point out why. This is a thick card, right? It's a patch card. This would never get a gem mint 10 in PSA. It would probably get a 9 or maybe even an 8. So this is a great example of where I would do the same thing. I would go for the 9.5 and send this to Beckett. Also, I think Beckett's turnaround services might be a little faster in person. You can get somebody down in Dallas to do it for you. I might be wrong on that. But I know I have friends in Dallas where I can get them to do it for me. So if I had a big card like this, I would probably do the same thing. I only mention it because I think Beckett's just not getting the love they should get. Everybody's PSA talking, man. What about Beckett, man? Look at Beckett here. Beckett did a damn good job. Beckett's got the Trout in the in the Trout, the biggest cards graded Trout. What else do they have? The LeBron James is graded Beckett. So Beckett, has got some stuff to be proud of. Okay, on Panini's website, quick blog update. They got a few things here. They do a fantasy meets reality where the staff looks at these rookies and kind of gives you a write down of them based on their fantasy performance. Now, it's interesting, but they're definitely trying to promote the class. I'll give it this. I will read it. There's some insight there. There's some guys I'm following. I'm excited to this guy, this Denny guy. That's going to be my rookie I'm going to kind of chase this year. Killian Hayes might be another one that I chase. They're both on kind of challenging teams with Washington and Detroit. Teapot, I feel for you, man. I'm a Wizard fan myself, but our franchises just don't get a lot of love, and they're not going to challenge for a championship for any time in the foreseeable future. Okay, on to content. This is probably the stuff to talk about right here, and this was the eBay update, okay, on the virtual. Nicole Colombo, great conversation with her. Look, the three things to talk about. She confirmed, I think there was some discussion about there being a 75-cent tracking stamp option from the U.S. Postal Service with eBay for sports cards under $20. That starts in January. That's confirmed. 75 cents. That's awesome. She also talked about the growth in sports cards over the year. Basketball's up the greatest percent. I forget the numbers, but it was the greatest. Soccer is the second greatest. Baseball, I think, was the third. Or was baseball before soccer? Anyway, soccer was impressive. I know soccer was ahead of football and hockey in its growth. So forgive me where I put soccer and baseball. Basketball's number one. But those are some amazing numbers. Also, they are doing something on seller protection. I'm not going to go in details. You really should watch the video and getting more information from eBay, but they're going to shorten the window that you have for the remorse policy. If you buy something and decide you don't want it, the window is going to be shortened. And I think it's for like elite sellers or some type of sellers might. But that's good. That's positive. I think it's great for the hobby. There's other great comments brought up on the eBay portion, so please check that out. Other great portions of the evening, and again, you can watch the video as you like. It's 2.5 hours long. Sports Card Investor talks about Joe with the PSA service. He also launches an app. There's a sports card app that he's launched. You can download that off the App Store. It's Sports Card Investor. It looks pretty cool. Shows you cards, gives you kind of like a ranking of certain cards, gives you eBay links, gives you access to the Facebook group. So you can check me out and come over to the Facebook group and join there and ask for Ziggy. Be happy to show you around. Again, that's open to everybody. It also has access to member stuff. There is the members access to the forum, so if you be a member, you get that. But it's a cool app. There is some valuable research. You don't have to be a member to use the app. There's definitely information on there that's useful. There's a great story about the bobbleheads. I did not know the Astros were first called the Colt 45s. The Houston Colt 45s. Never knew that. Houston Colt 45s. Okay, Mealy Pops is doing a great break tomorrow night for charity. There's a lot of charity stuff going on in this event this evening. A lot of charity stuff was given away for charity, which I thought was awesome. But Millie Pops is doing Hoops Premium. They got the product from Panini, so they're gonna be ripping that and breaking that. I think they're doing that Friday night. I think the break goes on sale Wednesday night. So check that out. Don't take my spot, but big fan of Millie Pops, and I definitely want to check out the charity break. Next up, she collects cards. Does a great video on buying opportunity at PSA 9s. Shows you where the deltas are between what you might call the ratios are between a 9 and a 10, and how often when 10s go up, the 9s lag, but the 9s will have to often go up in value. So if a 10 goes from $500 to $1,000, well, the 9's probably going to go from $100 to probably $150, maybe $200, right? It's going to follow that same increase. Cardi C here, great video talking about the investors behind CLCT, the acquisition of PSA. Talks about Nat Turner and goes into detail here. Really, again, Cardi C does a great job with this. He has a financial background and really breaks down some of the financial aspects and prospects of what's going on, which I found really interesting. Really recommend checking out his page. On Bench Clear, great conversation. Tyson and Ty talking football. Really love this show. They break down the team. They talk about singles, strategy, prism, overreaction, buy, sell, the hype. Just cover a lot of football in less than an hour. So again, if you're into football, check out what they're talking about. I did like the conversation around prism. And like I said, made me think about the prism mega boxes after listening to them and the fact that no mega boxes are out right now. On the basketball side, Sam Dunk's great video here. Talks about buying basketball cards on a budget. And I will say I listened to this. As you know, I'm in the Star Stock Challenge. And I'm looking at what cards I'm going to buy. And I will say I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. Not that I'm listening to this card right here. This Wendell Carter red ice. But I'm listening to some of the comments he makes about players. And some other people make some comments. In fact, another one is the video here by Trike415. He talks about basketball players. And he talks about some of them and has their growing. Gives you kind of a budget under $500 some cards to buy. So both of them I thought were great insight to me. And I'm really excited about the Star Stock Challenge and getting that kicked off. So I did drop a video yesterday on that and what I'll be doing. And you will see probably at least weekly, if not maybe twice a week, videos on my journey in the Star Stock Invitational Challenge for the Championship Cup, baby. I want to win. Oh, I want to win. Okay, next up, Chasing Stars with Brendan Ruby. Probably one of the, like I said, one of the better Star Stock guys right now using Star Stock. I love Fantasy Football Quest, but I love what Brendan Ruby's doing with Star Stock. Walking through here, showing you what he's doing, how he's using the tool. His goal there to start with $100 and turn to $1,000. That's amazing. So we'll see how he's doing. But again, love the video. Check out the content here. You need to give him a thumbs up here. Moving on, last but not least, Comeback Card Investor had Scott, the CEO of Star Stock, on last night. Great conversation. Love the interview. They did a little break of football. It was really fun to watch. It was really entertaining. I love the questions, the conversation. Scott seems like a great CEO. I love, as you can see, if you're following my channel, I'm definitely high on Star Stock. I'm a fan of Star Stock and Market Movers, not affiliated with either one. Just a fan, and I'm a user. And if I'm using it, I'm going to tell you about it. I do use other things like ComC. I use, PSA. Anyway, my point is I thought this was a really good interview. It was friendly. I enjoyed just Scott's conversation. He's a big New York fan. Yankees, Giants, Rangers, you name it. Anyway, woo! Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you enjoyed this morning Sports Cards Daily. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment. Got any suggestions, feedback? Love to hear from you. Have a great day.